Why did the FBI infiltrate the civil rights movement? You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know. Here are the facts. In the United States and most other Western governments, it's legal for interested citizens to band together and create political organizations, so long as they don't violate the law of the land. Grassroots groups are legally able to take their opinions to the streets through rallies, protests, and more. While the government may not agree with the points these groups are arguing, they are allowed to speak their piece. Or are they? Here's where it gets crazy. Enter COINTELPRO, or the FBI's counterintelligence program. Between 1956 and 1971, the FBI conducted a series of operations designed to infiltrate, discredit, and ultimately destroy domestic political organizations. These weren't terrorists or criminals. The groups the FBI considered subversive included the Civil Rights Movement, the NAACP, and the National Lawyers Guild. Running surveillance is old news, and, candidly, it's necessary to keep tabs on groups that might spread violent revolution or plan to commit crimes. Hate groups like the Ku Klux Klan could legitimately pose a danger to the public, and the FBI did keep track of this organization, spending about 15% of their resources on these and other hate groups. The other 85%, however, went to stopping civil rights groups, including groups that protested the Vietnam War, agitated for women's rights, Puerto Rican independence, and more. The program came to light in 1971 when a group calling itself the Citizens Commission to Investigate the FBI broke into an FBI field office in Pennsylvania and stole documents related to COINTELPRO. It wasn't, however, the first example of government agencies using their powers for political repression, and, according to some activists, similar practices persist today. The world's intelligence agencies haven't limited themselves to the physical world either. According to both the New York Times and The Guardian, British and American spies have set up surveillance in MMORPGs like the World of Warcraft and Second Life based on concerns that criminals might meet online to plan acts of terrorism or to negotiate money laundering schemes. This is only one example of modern-day surveillance. Supporters of infiltration programs argue that they are essential to national security, while opponents see these tactics as evidence of a growing police state. However, one thing's for sure, most of these operations only come to light via whistleblowers, hackers, and so on, rather than official sources. Whatever replaced COINTELPRO, it's something the government doesn't want you to know.
Has uncovered a 2006 study written for the U.S. Special Operations Command that suggests the military should clandestinely recruit or hire prominent bloggers. The report stated, quote, hiring a block of bloggers to verbally attack a specific person or promote a specific message may be worth considering. The report also suggested the Pentagon hack blogs that promote messages that are antithetical to U.S. interests. The report stated, quote, hacking the site and subtly changing the messages and data merely a few words or phrases may be sufficient to begin destroying the blogger's credibility with the audience.
The average American would be so shocked to find out there's something called COINTELPRO, the FBI's covert action programs against American citizens. Now, this Senate report tells what the FBI was doing against the American citizens, literally. Here's their statement. COINTELPRO began in 1956, in part because of the frustration with the Supreme Court rulings limiting the government's power to proceed overtly against dissident groups. It ended in 1971 with the threat of public exposure. The Bureau conducted, their terms, a sophisticated vigilante operation aimed squarely at preventing the exercise of First Amendment rights of speech and association.
COINTELPRO, where they had targeted thousands and thousands of people for investigation based upon no violation of the law, just hunches and suspicions, where they were tracking down Martin Luther King, who had committed no crimes, but they were tapping him, they were covering him, They were on his case all the time, and they were trying to dismantle him as the leader of the civil rights movement. But the fact that this could happen in America, this nation of laws and accountability, and happen over so many years. Presidents of both political parties were involved in this. It was a bipartisan thing, and there was a lot of this that the agencies had to explain that were the result, directly or indirectly, of pressure from above. Yes, we were surprised.
The FBI set out to neutralize the Black Panther Party any way they could.
COINTELPRO was doing its mischief in attempting to pit the two organizations against each other. It got to the point where there was clearly almost a state of war that was existing between the two organizations.
The FBI had created this tension, but you had these two groups that, when they saw each other on the street, it was just a natural confrontation.
Correspondence propaganda between the two, telling one that the other one was doing something that wasn't appropriate.
Well, I felt pretty bad because most of it was really crap. It was a waste of time. We destroyed a lot of lives, and I always deny that, but
New York City Police Department had infiltrated the Panther 21, and the highly publicized, highly touted trial of 21 members of the Panther Party for allegedly plotting to blow up department stores turned out to be a total hype, entire harassment, entrapment by the FBI, where it was revealed that FBI agents had infiltrated the Panthers, and the people behind any ideas of a plot to blow up anything were all government agents.
It's been revealed that incendiary blogger and radio host Hal Turner was an FBI informant and agent provocateur. Turner is being charged with making death threats against Connecticut legislators and Illinois judges, and he has to claim that his actions were legal because he did the same when employed by the FBI. Prosecutors have acknowledged that Turner was an informant who spied on radical right-wing organizations. But Turner went much further than spying. He also called for former Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney to be lynched. McKinney responded to the news saying, quote, "It has just now come to my attention that a journalist who suggested that I be lynched was actually being paid by our own government to say that. Now, when I reported it to the FBI, how in the world was I to know that he was at that time on the FBI's payroll?"
A prominent Austin-based activist named Brandon Darby has revealed he worked as an FBI informant in the 18 months leading up to the Republican convention.
Brandon was obviously living a double life, so the discord and aggression and violence and abuse are real. I experienced it personally. But we know that he has showed up at every important organization in this area. He has showed up in the immigrant rights organizations, in the refugee organizations, in the prison organizations, in the anti-war organizations.
When we started Common Ground, Brandon was right here. That I knew from the very beginning that Homeland Security had infiltrated us. I knew that when I realized that to be critical of FEMA response or the aftermath of Katrina, we took upon the wrath of Homeland Security. I was looking at it coming from many different ways, but God knows I didn't think it would be from Brandon.
Big cleanup is underway after another riot broke out last night during a protest against police brutality. Any message organizers had was quickly lost amid the damage and debris that put the actions of some protesters, not the police, in the spotlight.
Protest organizers called people to the streets to complain about police brutality. 221 people were arrested. They're blaming police for provoking the protesters and then going overboard. Police make massive arrests for nothing, this man says. Instead of targeting the main people, they grab everyone.
They want us to be with them. Put the rock down. I'm not for this stuff. It's for America. Not chicken shit. Take your mask off. You're a fucking cop, like three of you. It's a peaceful demonstration. They're going to it's put camels down. These three guys are cops, everybody. Put the rock down, cop. Police, let's see your face. Come on, police. Let's see your face. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. Come on, cop. And then go another way.
Wait, what's happening, Kiki?
Okay, those two people are trying to hold the sign. She's standing in front of it, so she's blocking it. She's pissed. See? See that?
Oh, that's what it says.
What does it say? No planes?
Yeah.
Hit World Trade Center. What is the drama?
This guy's name is Nico, and his friend Ryan, they're provocateurs. That guy was wearing a dinosaur outfit, a full lizard dinosaur outfit, holding a no planes hit the building sign. So, and standing with our group, trying to make it look like he was with us. So their job is, and I don't know who's paying them, but their job, self-appointed or otherwise, is to make the 9/11 truth movement look crazy.
I'm recording everything.
Yes, no, you know how much less fucking supper exhibit we got.
You fucking touch me?
Fucking touch me! Get your hands off!
I didn't do it. How much is your soul worth? It's more worth than yours. How much? Brain worth. Can you ask serious question? You're bullshit.
Who's paying me?
Hey,
Hey, back that shit up right now. Where's the guy? If you ever touch me again, fire and stream on again.
Hey, I'd like to press assault charges. They're ignoring me.
Demonstrating argument.
We showed him the video of the guy assaulting me. I said I wanted to push assault charges. Excuse me! Excuse me! I just stepped up to them to ask them what was going on, and they just walked away from me again. By law, they should have that man in handcuffs. We have the video evidence of him assaulting someone. I lodged a complaint. We have witnesses. I said I want him taken away for assault. Nothing was done. The police just ignored me and just walked away.
COINTEL's got blacks in hell. They open up our mail, tap our phones and kick our bones and railroad us to jail. COINTEL's got blacks in hell. They open up our mail, tap our phones and kick our bones and railroad us to jail. FBI went so low they invented COINTELPRO to stop the rising fire of a black messiah who could unify and electrify black people to revolutionize. Co is for counter, which means to use against. Intel is for intelligence. Pro is for program. They thought it was a perfect solution. Counterintelligence program to crush the revolution. And so